Hey, welcome to John Michael's Rock Box. As we prepare to have a great discussion with actor composer Kelvin Brown. I just wanted to take a moment before we jump into this with Kelvin to remind you to please give us a thumbs up. All right. And make sure that you like, share, and subscribe with all your friends. And that helps keep the Rock Box going. We do truly appreciate you for that. And thanks for joining us today. All right, so we're going to get ready to have a great conversation with Kelvin Brown. So hang tight for that. We're going to do that in just a moment. Welcome to John Michael's Rock Box. I'm excited today, as I am when I get to have fabulous guests on the show. And today we have actor composer Kelvin Brown. Kelvin, welcome, my friend.
I'm clapping for myself.
That's here. I'll help you.
You're supposed to give me a
Hey,
little audience. Hey,
I think I have.
hello. How are you today?
Hold on. I have a crowd somewhere in here. No, that's not it.
Oh,
Hold on. There they
all
are. I hear them.
right.
Yeah, the crowd goes crazy. Kelvin is here. Kelvin, my goodness. I was briefly going through your bio, and
Okay.
oh my goodness, how long have you been uh, in the business of? Well, we're going to talk about your composing too and acting. How,
Okay.
how long?
Um,
Where do you want to start? What did you start with first? Composing or acting?
Acting has given me more visibility
Yeah.
so far than the composing, but um, I've been in a lot of music rooms. I've worked at a lot of epic TV shows that concern music. So I guess we can start with music. Initially, when I was in college, I moved out here and I was very fortunate enough to get a position at the Arsenio Hall show and
Oh,
a little runt, starting off, setting up dressing rooms and um, getting people's lunches, picking up at that time, newspapers and magazines. And
yeah.
I learned so much. I got to see everyone you could imagine because that show, even though I was at the very tail end of that show,
Right.
I got to see life-changing artists, and that was my on the musical side the first start. And then I'm because I had originally came out here with the musical thing in tow. At that time, of course, technology has gone coming a long way. I used to have my little 4 track that I would play and pitch my demos and songs and things of that nature, right?
I
So,
heard it.
and of course, the sound quality. I mean, the goal was to get into the big studio, as they would say.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, and so on that show it was just amazing. I really cut my teeth learning and watching. I mean, I saw everybody you can imagine. Um, Most impressive. The very first day I worked there, Patti LaBelle,
Oh, geez, right into it.
and I saw her rehearsing, and though I had free reign on the stage, I guess you could say,
Uh-huh.
I I didn't know what to say to her, and the only thing that came out of my mouth is "I love you." And then she just hugged me and embraced me. And that was like the first quote unquote celebrity picture that I got together, even though, of course, I worked with Arsenio, but this was epic. Um, I mean, I came up in an era where if you know music, you learned about everything, every artist, every genre, all of that type of stuff, which is a little bit different. My niece
Right.
is also a musician and singer. Uh, she knows some, but I really, you study the craft, you know who everybody is and who played on what record and all of that type of stuff. So that was really awesome. And then after that, I was fortunate enough to work at the House of Blues on Sunset Boulevard.
Oh,
And that just took everything to a whole nother level where I got to meet blues legends and everyone, everyone you can imagine played there. So.
Oh, God, I guess so. So, and blues, I'm telling you, you want to find your soul for playing music.
Right.
You got to fall into the blues. I mean, because all music expands from the blues.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah, I don't care who you are. You just, if you think about it and you really sit there and you study a lot of this music, you'll find that the base of all music is the blues.
It's the blues. I mean,
And
all the riffs, everything.
it's the groove that's inside, right?
Yeah, you got the yeah. Yeah. Maybe
I love
a
it.
little bit of blues there, a little bit.
Heck yeah. So starting off with Arsenio, I was fortunate enough to interview Arsenio,
Okay.
and he's just a fabulous person, because he doesn't have to give you the time of day. And honestly, I'm a little podcast guy. Uh,
Right, right.
but our friend Tracy, uh, hooked us up, and he had a great show. I loved his show, and it was just outstanding. And when you said he had to start off, doing the things that you did with his show, we all do, right? When in the
Oh yeah,
business.
yeah. I mean, unfortunately, I don't think that the newer people coming up get the opportunity to interact with staff and stuff like that like they used to.
Ah, ah,
So, it was a well-known rite of passage. You got to know everybody. Actually, because of that show, to this day,
yeah.
there are people who I am still in contact with, who are in different parts of the industry that, when there's a show or if I could be pitching something and next thing I know, there's like an angel in the room that was working on my behalf that I might
Yeah.
have met in the past of associated with that show or something else somewhere else that I worked at.
Yeah.
And
I understand all that, and starting off, and the same thing with my humble beginnings in radio. I had to start it. I interned, and
right,
this was prior to um, to do an internship. Now you can't be an intern unless you get paid somehow,
right,
and
right, right,
college credits or something like that. Something has to go in some form of a lieu of payment. But
right,
when I did it back in the day, of course, it was still vinyl and 8-track tapes. There was no cassettes weren't even invented yet, and so uh, they took me on and said, be an intern. We'll show you how to be on radio better than what you've learned, and in turn, we'll get you on. But you do pretty much grunt work for them,
right.
whatever they wanted, and I did, and so that was my foot in the door, and I'm glad I did it when I did it. You know, uh,
Well, back in the day, I had when I would have to do runs and go get stuff for people, we didn't have the phone where the navigation, we had the Thomas guide, and that was a trick in itself,
yeah,
especially driving in Hollywood Hills. And then you got to try to find somewhere to pull over where the cars are coming, pew, 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 pew. And you got to look through this page and try to figure out where this delivery is going to go or where I got to go pick up this item and
uh,
or where the restaurant was. Like it was unbelievable, but it taught me the city. I learned the city
yeah,
through that experience.
right,
And I mean, I now you got the phone where the phone is going to guide you through the whole thing. And it wasn't that long ago, but
oh,
now things are different for those people starting off like that. So I always wonder, well, what does an intern do now or a PA that's different than what I did? Because
right,
you got all of these food delivery places, so they could deliver the food.
huh.
It, you know,
Oh,
uh,
good point.
so I always wonder, even setting up I mean, I'm sure you can still set up the room for breakfast, but put the donuts and all the drinks out and all of that stuff. I guess that still takes a human, an actual human, to do that.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely, right. But you're right. I forgot about the Thomas guide.
Right,
I
right,
I that was in my car, whatever car I happened to be in.
right.
Everybody had a map. And
Yep.
I think we were all pros I found my way in places that I know I look at it now and go with because the maps that are on my phone and go, how in the world did I ever do it prior to this? The phone, and MapQuest on there. But I did. I found places I was just like, wow, wow.
But
And
yeah, it was it was a trip.
for you to have to do that then, and like you said, with people just, the people that live there just zing, zing,
Yeah,
and,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and then
Uh,
parking.
I'm originally from Kansas City, so I came out here, Missouri boy, trying to figure it out. And
Wow.
um, so, it was motivated. And in my musical career there, Charlie Parker, I went to the Charlie Parker School of Music there. We
Yeah.
have this deep, rich history of jazz, and we had this marching band called the Cobras, which briefly I was a part of, and a lot of those people in that particular band went on to the dancers went on to dance with Hammer.
Oh,
Uh, some of them are big time choreographers today. Some of them are still choreographing today.
wow.
So,
Wow.
Kansas City
Dang.
was rich in a lot of entertainers. Um, we have one of the people, she has a show on right now on Netflix called Forever. She created Girlfriends and multiple other TV shows. And she's from that area and was a friend of mine, one of the people who actually helped me when I first got started out here.
Oh, nice.
So
Wow.
it's still who you know.
Yeah, I get that, and that's what they always tell you, right? I think maybe you and I growing up, our folks, our relatives would say you got to be careful whose foot you step on, and
Right,
really, honestly, try not to step on anybody's foot, because somewhere, somehow, that person might come back around and help you some
right.
way, you know. So I learned then a long time ago that you just make friends with everybody and try not to step on anybody's foot in a bad way.
Yeah,
And so
just
and so I'm looking at this too, and being a composer. So you got to work with Rob Zombie
I
and
did.
the
That
Devil's
was
Rejects.
that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. So I actually had a role in the Devil's Reject, um, and there's an extended version on the DVD. Fans of the show,
Right.
my character, his name was Bubba, and I thought it was so cool because I have these weird stories of I'm a musician,
Yeah.
and I got into the music led to the acting life. Uh,
Right.
I was performing. There used to be this place called Highland Grounds, and I used to do an acoustic show there. And me doing the shows there, and they got popular. And that's when I got my first agent, and they were like, "Your personality or whatever, you need to start doing acting." Even though there was something that they studied and wanted to pursue, but I was a purist on the music side that I was thinking. But the music didn't start to rise. I had written a song for this movie called Park Day, and I written a song for a movie called The Box, and um, and then I technology started to change, and so as that technology started to change, where we moved more from it was more accessible for people to start to afford a little bit more to put their own home studios together.
Yeah.
That's when I started trying to curate the album. And hopefully and finally this year I will be fully dropping an album.
Yes.
Right now, I'm just pitching songs for film and TV, like I've done before,
Sure.
and trying to see if I can see if I can get a little buzz going before I actually drop a project with the song being placed in something.
That's always a good idea because it is lucrative, isn't it, to write scores or put music
Yeah,
into.
I've been a part of a score years ago on this one film, Park Day, where I was coming up with pieces for it. Um, there were a couple of shorts that I've done some pieces for, and it can be if the movie has the right budget.
Right. Yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah, I get that. How about
As an
jingles?
entertainer, you're always it's a very tricky thing being an entertainer because
Uh,
people know that you love something and they know deep down that you probably do it for free. Uh,
there's
so
that.
it's always a interesting thing happening when you're trying to navigate paying your bills and making sure that you get paid appropriately. And for this thing that they like, oh, well, we know you love to do it, so
Come on,
come on,
Kelvin. Come on,
you
bro.
love it. I would love to use you, This could be your opportunity. Uh, it's
That's
understanding the value in that. Hopefully we're coming back around on that a little bit more. I
yeah.
always try to do that with integrity whenever
Oh,
I
sure.
hire a musician for drums or anything like that. And most
Yeah.
musicians I know are legendary musicians. They play with everybody,
Um,
um, and they've respected my songwriting deeply, so they always are willing to help me. So I always try to come up with something to take care of them. So I hope that um, people continue to follow the methods that I follow for my other fellow creators.
I would imagine so. So what instrument is it that you play, Kelvin?
Oh, I play the guitar and
Oh,
I write a lot of different type of songs. I'm a true songwriter and whatever inspires me. So um, just the other day, I went down this rabbit hole with the whole Cab Calloway thing and
oh yeah, I
all
remember
that stuff.
Cab.
And I just loved it. And I was watching all these black and white videos and or YouTube videos. And then I came up with something and it felt good. And
Oh,
that's the freedom of not being under a publishing deal or something like that, because the
right.
publishing deal period, I was all focused on pop songs and and you're getting into there's a lot of who in that politics, because some of those songs, you could be a great song, it has to get to the right person, and
Yeah.
you got to have the right person fighting for it, and then it could come down to splits, and you could have written the song 100%, and you just hoping that you get a little bit off of your song. So
Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, geez.
but the business is a little bit different now, so I don't know. Things are changed a little bit since, and this is been in like a very short period of time. We're talking like not even that long ago.
Oh yeah. No, I've watched it change drastically. I mean, and like you said, in a short period of time, it's just I don't know. Yeah, I would imagine. I guess it's better. It's quicker, maybe. I don't know.
I always question on the music side, like say you want to look up an artist that it could be a legendary artist, and you type in the name, and then you
Right.
got all these other names that come up in the search engine,
Yeah.
which kind of puts it into a wild, wild west kind of situation. But there are, I kind of hope that in the future, with all the technology we have, that there would be like when you would type in an artist, they would like, the AI should be able to know, like if I'm looking up James Brown, they should know that he's talking about James Brown. That should be like option number one, like a Google search in music.
Right.
When you type in, let's say McDonald's, the first thing that's going to pop up is McDonald's, not uh some other makeshift McDonald
Yeah.
burger
Yeah.
or something like that. And then, if you randomly tell your Siri or whatever to play, hey, play James Brown, and then it ends up playing some guy you didn't even know, and he gets suspends or whatever
And,
for that.
and you're like,
So,
who's that?
yeah, so I mean, there's a lot going on, and I'm learning. I mean, I feel like a kid learning the new way of where this music business is going. I feel excited. I feel
Yeah,
excited, even though I've been in this industry for a while. I'm excited about what can come, and what avenues and things that the future holds, you know?
absolutely. Oh, well, that's the good thing. You've always got to have that great feeling of something to look forward to in
Yes.
whatever it is that you're doing. It's when you hit a wall. It's like some people do, and hopefully, none of us ever really do. And you're just like, eh,
Right, right.
and it just kind of, eh. And so, with that is all that wonderful music that you get to do. You're acting, and my goodness, you've been in some stuff. Huh.
I
What?
have. I've been fortunate to be in some things. Um, I, uh, I guess my very first TV show was another music related show, Moesha with Brandy Norwood.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
I actually had a scene with, I believe that the group was 307 at the time. Um, Ray J was in there, who's become an interesting character.
Yeah.
Um, and there was another singing group. So I've always had this parallel with my career in with music and the stuff that I've done. So it's
Right.
and that was my very first TV show. So
How did that do you remember what that felt like when you just like was it like
yeah, I did. I was very nervous,
yeah.
uh very focused. I thought that the entertainment was I later learned like I was so serious
Yeah.
that I realized that I needed to be able to do my job and be able to be function, because you got to keep networking. But
Yeah.
I would go and I would just kind of stay off to myself because I didn't want to mess up. And
Yeah.
later I found out that that wasn't really the greatest way to go, because you could come across kind of you know, what's wrong with him? He doesn't want to talk. No, this is my first job. I was nervous. I was trying to make sure I didn't mess up my line, or, you know, and then just over time, you start to understand, you get a little, you feel more comfortable once you got the role. So relax,
Yeah.
do it, do your thing. And if there's a mistake, you can make a mistake and they'll go back. But I try never to make uh mistakes. I try not to.
Yeah, I know. And then all of us like to kind of get it in our first take, our first. Now, I've never acted. I think I did something once for somebody in their college film class or something. They were doing a little skit and I had to remember lines. And I don't know how you guys do it on a daily basis, Calvin. You have to have a good memory because it's not just remembering the words, right? You got to remember, all right, here's your mark. And then I want you to be over there and in between here and there. I want you to hold this flashlight. Don't forget, you got to do this and don't point it in the camera or whatever. So you got to remember all these things. How tough is that? I mean, it just
Well, after a while, um, you kind of get into uh knowing, you just dial in. That's where my focus. I'm one of those people, whether I'm performing
uh,
live or once I go into it, I start to have like an out of body experience when I do my thing. So
uh,
I don't see nothing else. Once I tap in, I'm there. So I can't be distracted when I'm tapped in.
Right. Right. Now I've heard this, and I'll ask you. Um, uh, so you don't really listen to the whole other person's whole
Oh
lines.
yeah,
Is
yeah.
there certain words like keywords that will kick you off? Like, oh, I'm next.
Well, it's like conversation.
Yeah.
If you if Well, it's like conversation, and it's also like sometimes when you're having a conversation with somebody and they already have a prepared answer in their mind, and
Yeah.
it might come across natural because they may be trying to lead you somewhere instead of them being present with
Yeah.
what's actually going on. So it's a combination of both of that. Sometimes it's you're really listening to what they're saying and reacting, or what depending on how it's written, or you have an intention in your where your character is trying to take the other person. So um, that's pretty much what how it happens. Sometimes I think I do all right.
Yeah, I have no doubt. I know you do great,
I
man.
I,
You
I have
do.
another music uh role that I did that I wanted to mention to you because you may like.
Sure.
I did a episode of Cold Case, and
Oh,
it was surrounded by the Philly soul movement.
whoa.
Uh, so my character, his name was Buster Large. So apparently this was a true story, but he's a session guitarist. So I got to play guitar and we shot it at Larrabee Studios like it was in the 70s, and I had the whole afro and the mustache and the whole thing. It was pretty cool.
It's all
So
right. The
it's
big
like
collar.
all of these guys that I dreamed of either working with or um wish that I was in that time period because I like a lot of old school music, and I think that that's some of that stuff is just some of the greatest era because of
Yeah.
the love and the feeling that was behind it, and or whatever the struggle was and what it was, how it inspired like generations of people. Like people were moved. Like music was a source that not only like my mom would be moved by the song, I'd be
Yeah.
moved by the song, my uncle would be moved by a song, or somebody you can go over and you would see that everybody in your family was listening. So in a way that kind of really brought us together, which was the intention of why I love, music so much. So me being able to still be able to do get that get that kind of, I guess you can say, uh adrenaline boost from some roles, and they're still associated with music is awesome.
Oh, that's gotta be. I mean, that's gotta be. Have you ever played on a big stage then, say like a concert setting?
Yeah, I mean I've done some shows in pretty big shows. I've had crazy historical things happen with me with other legendary people that I would meet, but um I mean I probably played the biggest I probably played in is probably 3,000 people.
Ooh, how did that feel?
Awesome.
Because it's something to be said, and I've played in front of an audience not that big, but for me, a few hundred, 2 to 500 is a gazillion. I mean, that's a
Right,
lot.
right, right.
That's a lot of heads, and to look out and see them paying attention to what you're doing. And I'm just a drummer, or as Ringo Starr would say, I'm just a drummer.
Drummers get all the girls.
That's what everybody says that.
I used to be in this band. We were called The Connection when I was back in school. And my drummer's name is Vince. Shout out to Vince. And I'm telling you, I'm up there singing my heart out, playing my guitar, learned all the riffs, whatever.
Yeah.
And the girls are screaming out, Vince, Vince, Vince. I was like, I love the guy, so it wasn't like I was jealous, but it was just like,
Right.
you know what I mean? But I can
Oh,
imagine if we were a band for a long time, that's how the band breaks up because of stupid stuff like that.
oh yeah. Oh, being in
It's
a
like
band.
this lead singer is like, I'm the lead singer, and the drummer is getting all the girls.
And just like, I don't like that. I'm
Right,
the
right, right.
star.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Especially
See,
when you're a teen.
oh yeah, when you're young, oh yeah, and you got and your emotions are just like,
Right,
hey, you
right,
know, it's me,
right, right, right.
because I always thought
Got
it
the
was the
girls.
lead vocalist that seemed to walk away with all the girls.
No, it was a drummer. The drummer
So
gets
many
all the
people.
girls.
That's
The
funny.
guitarist, I seems like it seemed like the guitarist wants all the girls. He gets girls, but everybody I know that was a guitar player, they kind of had a little. Even though I play guitar, but I'm talking about the ones that were the guitar player in the band.
Right,
They seemed
right.
like they had a little side of them, like, oh, she needs to be with me.
Yeah, that's right. Uh, music is so much fun, isn't it? I mean,
Oh, it's awesome. It's
all,
awesome.
all the stuff that we get to witness and yeah, because there's so many different experiences playing music. I mean, learning on your own, learning by playing with so many different people. And I really love when you play with somebody else and they go, "Hey, do you know this song?" Well, no, I mean, I might have heard. Well, it goes like this. Okay, here we go. And then and that honestly, it's a hard way to learn, but it's a great way to learn when you get.
Well, I've always seen it as a healing journey. Like I was always like, I can't imagine, a world without music. That's just
uh,
it is so important to me. Even when I act, one of my keys to act, I don't look at when I look at a breakdown or audition, I
mm.
look at the rhythm of it, not the
Oh,
not the words. Not just the words, it's the rhythm that I hear. Oh, well, they're gonna say da 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 da. I'm gonna say ba 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 ba. The timing, the rhythm, the
wow.
emotion, just like we do when you're playing.
Yeah. Yes, I could see that.
And that's why I tell a lot of my friends that are, I have friends that, most people who are entertainers are multifaceted anyway. So
Yeah.
I'll have friends that are getting into the acting, and if I tell them to look at it like a music, look at it like a song, see the song on the page, because that's what I do. I'll see the song. It's a slow song. So that means maybe you're delivering a little thing. If angry, you put that on certain
Yeah.
words and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when you
Ah.
the next TV show, I'm your coach. Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah. I'd like to thank Kelvin Brown, my coach, for showing me the
That's
ropes.
right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
I could see that. That makes sense. And, it strikes me funny because I remember seeing a couple of kids actors, and I think it was in TV commercials, and they kept rhythm of their part by bouncing.
Right,
They
right,
would
right,
bounce and they would say their line, and when they stopped, they stopped.
right.
And I was like, I wonder if they're keeping time. And I said, I bet you they were. So that kind of makes sense now, honestly.
Yeah, the
Ah,
music definitely helps my acting. It's no doubt. There's no doubt that the music helps my acting.
oh, look at you. You've been in ABC's Grey's Anatomy,
Yes,
Sundance Channel's Happen Leonard,
yes,
uh,
yes,
Brooklyn Nine-Nine,
yes.
and all those. Is there any one in particular that you had favorites, or did each one have its own thing as
Um,
far as yeah, being getting
well,
something out of it?
I would say each one had their own memory that came with it. That was the Grey's Anatomy one really stands out. My character was a dishwasher during it was my episode was called Valentine's Day Massacre.
Oh,
Okay, so my character, my specific character, it worked in a restaurant and the roof fell in
oh,
and it severed my arm. So my I was spent they did a whole casting on my arm, made my arm outside my body, which is a little weird. And
yeah.
that one stayed with me for a very long time. Because I would look down at my hand and say, "Thank you, God," every
Oh,
time.
yeah.
because I literally went, I witnessed like I was imagining my arm not being with me. So it took me a long time to actually recover from that role because I would look down and say, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you,
So
Jesus.
yeah, yes, because I was it's to see something like that, then take yourself there mentally and and I don't think I'm method, but I can go there
Right.
and it really made me every now and then I still do. I look down and I say, oh, good, good,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
But that I can imagine, those other guys who play I've had some crazy auditions where I went into some places where I was like, oh my God, this character is so out of pocket. I would kill this guy. I would want to hurt this guy, Uh, but I got to play this guy. So went into those depths and some of that stuff is hard to shake off.
yeah, I would imagine it probably is. That's okay. Auditions. Let's talk a little bit about that. Now we're going to go with the premise that we have some people that are watching this podcast, and thank you for watching. Um, that are looking for tips, and perhaps they're beginning in their acting career, and so part of your getting a gig is to do the audition, which uh, is it that by itself just horrendous. It's until you find somebody that helps you find the auditions uh, on your
Well,
own.
yes and no. It depends on I think if you're not everybody, I think if your approach is to understand, once you understand, it's like growing up and you start feeling more comfortable with yourself and you understand who you are.
Right,
Sometimes as an entertainer, you may be talented in several different areas, but like, I'll equate it to a football team. Like I'm a big guy, but I always wanted to be the quarterback. I
uh,
always wanted to be the running back. So, uh, but fitting into the proper role, I can't go out and pursue being a quarterback because I would look more like a lineman. So the question is, how do you get into the NFL? So it would be like, what would be your best path to get into the NFL? So I would say, well, what would be your best path to get into acting? So you have to really do some self-analyzation and find out, hey, you may say, hey, I want to do roles like such and such, but what role would get me in first so I can
right,
start building to get to that? Now, there are some people that are just there's going to be some people that are just those leading men or leading woman type of looks, and the world is going to tell you that you are.
right,
But the other people, like the Sam Jacksons of the world and stuff like that. He played a lot of gritty roles that some people might not have wanted to think, oh, I want a career like Sam Jackson. Well, you have to also look and see, look, he played from crackheads to, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes it's not the prettiest thing, but those roles led him to that. So I would say to someone starting off, try to really get a lot of feedback about uh, what you fit in, what your look is, and what you would fit in, and then try to use that to catapult to you being that quarterback or the lead in the movie. I would say.
oh yeah. I'm speaking of
Or
quarterbacks.
Kobe, you can still be a lead in the movie. That you don't have to be. You can be. Everybody doesn't have to be Denzel or Tom Cruise.
Right.
Be the guy that's in the movie. You could be the Ving Rhames in the Mission Impossible. You could be the other guy that's fighting the crossing and still get the same accolades that might lead to you being in a lead into a Marvel movie. You see what I'm saying?
I
So
do. I
um,
I get it.
that's what I would say to a lot of starting off actors is trying to understand and really dial in the markability of what you can see an agent or somebody saying, oh, well, this person, and then do your research on that agency and see if they have anybody like you already.
Ooh. Oh, good point. Yeah, because I was trying to get to do my voice into voice recordings for commercials and stuff, and a lot of places, we got a lot of people that sound like you already, and
Right, right, right.
so just like whatever. So I just stay with the radio thing, and eventually I'll land some gigs doing commercials, which I like doing, and it'll fall. Somebody will hear it and say like, "Hey,
But I think you ever try movie trailers?
not yet."
Well, you should put together a movie trailer reel.
I think I will, and
That's why, hey, there's a tip for you. I'm telling you, I'm just hearing your voice. Yeah, I think you would be good at that too.
so there I'll be. I like to thank my
Once
mentor,
again, your coach.
Mr. Coach Kelvin Brown, for getting me to this
You're
podium.
welcome.
ah,
Invite me to
ah.
the after party. I'll be there and we'll have a good time.
Oh yeah. So I was listening to your analogies of getting in and football, and it struck me, and I was like, oh yeah, I understand you are a big KC fan, right?
Oh yeah, Chiefs all day, baby.
Uh, yeah, I think I saw a picture of you on now on your Instagram,
Yes,
uh,
yes.
and a lot of KC, right?
A lot of Kansas City. I've been riding with Kansas City when we were horrible. So it's not, this is long overdue for us getting all the accolades. I didn't know people were going to start hating us, though. I didn't know. That's a weird feeling to me.
You
I,
know,
I really hate the Chiefs. I'm like, golly, I didn't think that people, like, I didn't think we were on that, but now that we started winning, we didn't
and
win
it,
the last Super Bowl.
aren't people fickle? People are fickle because I remember when it was, I think even the 49ers back in the day, they all, when they started getting the Super Bowls and yeah, yeah. And then they kept going. Then pretty soon people were, Niners, and it's like
Right.
you went from a love to a hate because they kept winning. And it's the same thing with a race car driver. What was the young guy that drove that DuPont car?
Oh,
Number 24.
right,
Uh,
right, right, right. I know what you're talking about.
yeah, so
Can't
they
think of
loved this guy, when he was coming up, and then he started when all of a sudden it flipped, and they started to dislike him. And I was trying to understand, and it happened. And when you mentioned that, how people are not into the Chiefs because they're winning. I mean, well, they're a good team, and well deserved. But how you go from a love hate kind of a deal?
Yeah, I mean I love football anyway, so I'm a fan of just great football
Yeah.
anyway. So when we were lucky enough to get Patrick Mahomes, and I'd heard some rumblings about him, and they would show like him in practice the first year or whatever, and I said, "Oh my God, I think we got something." And boy, did we.
Yeah.
Boy, did
Awesome.
we.
So how
And
many guys did you go to games a lot?
yeah, I try to go to at least one game a year. I mean, they come out to Los Angeles and play the Chargers.
Yeah.
So, which I liked. I actually really liked when the Chargers were in San Diego because I used to like to take the drive. It's kind of like relaxing, and then you can go to the game. And I want to say that the tickets were a lot cheaper then.
I remember that.
And it wasn't that long ago. You do
I know.
understand it was not that long ago. I'm
I
talking
know.
about like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I used to be able to get a ticket for, I mean, if I paid $100, I had a nice, nice, nice seat.
Yeah. Yeah. And with parking and food, it
Yeah,
didn't cost that much more.
right. It
Uh,
was maybe $20 or something like that. So now everything is different.
oh, geez. And yeah, I found that out the hard way. I was just like, you know how much? And then
$400 now.
yeah, and then well, I guess I'm gonna have to eat little 7-Eleven snacks. I'm gonna shove in my pocket because
Right,
I can't
right,
get a
right.
$15 hot dog.
But they do let you come bring a bag in. I do know that.
Oh,
So
they do they?
Yeah, you have to have it has to be a clear bag, but
Yeah,
it has to be a
sure.
certain size. I think you gotta be. This is pretty. I don't know. I went to a Dodgers game the other day, and they had to. Uh, you had to have a bag that was so high, and so I don't know. They almost
Yeah.
bringing in a whole family meal in there.
Oh, sure, sure. I get it. I mean, some people need to have the snacks though. So yeah, going and there's something to be said about going to a ball game, be it baseball or football. Do you remember going out to a field for the first time and you heard about it and you seen it on TV? It's in that
Oh
little
yeah.
square, right? And then you step out and you once you walk in out of that hall and it just goes whoa.
Oh no, it's amazing. Sports are amazing too. That's
Yeah.
I'm not music and I'm all about sport. I love sports as well. I mean, it could take up it's time consuming because it's a lot of games.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah. Sure is,
football,
right?
I try to save all of the most of it for football, even though I've been watching the playoffs and the basketball playoffs and I like baseball, but baseball I can't go all the way baseball. There's so many games. There's no way I would never get anything done.
Yeah, I suppose not.
There's so many games, probably 8 games on the day.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh. So
Yeah,
it's like, Kelvin, you got to study your lines, bro.
exactly. That's
Yeah,
that's
you have a gig tomorrow.
yes, yes. Got to be ready. You got to be sharp, uh, and be ready for ready to be my best.
Yeah. So you single, Kelvin?
Yes, I am. I'm single.
I was gonna say.
Are you a
So
dating service too? You got some ladies out there for
yeah, yeah. I'm sure once they see this, it'll be like, hey, Kelvin. I've seen him. I've
get me
seen
in
him in
my
all
DMs.
those shows, and now I know he's single.
I am
Ah,
single. I am single,
there's
and
nothing
I'm
wrong.
open to lovely, beautiful, kind, sweet, loving woman.
Had a boy. I think,
Yes,
yeah, God will bring you the woman of your
yes, I
your
would
your
love that. I'd
dreams.
love that. I would
That's
love.
it. That'll be in your near future, my friend. You stick to your goodness and of yourself, and you keep going, and you do your best at what it is that you love doing, which is for you, I guess, music and acting and the love of
Yes,
sports. And
yes.
and they say you will stumble across that one person when you least expect it, which is true, and usually on at something that you're interested in. So, you
All
know,
right, I'm open. I've been, um, I think that I'm always preparing to be great, to be a greater person. So
yeah.
if that's leading me to another great person, that's always a fantastic thing. Then we could be great together, and then I can be greater.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And there's something to be said about having that other person that's there and gets you and absolutely gets you,
I,
you
I,
know?
I jokingly say to my friends, I said, when a man meets the right woman, he becomes a superhero.
It's kind of true, actually.
Like you can see through walls, you can walk through walls. You start doing things that you never thought, and then you gotta, women are so amazing that they can, to have that other set of eyes that see things that you don't see
Yeah.
is that's another superpower. So you get me
Uh,
started on the ladies. I love the ladies. There's women are fantastic.
I agree. That women are just they're an outstanding and people and creatures of, I guess,
Yeah,
and I mean that in a good way.
good way. Yeah,
Because it's just the one of the essence of a great relationship too is when and for those of you that are wondering, uh, you really need to converse. A conversation and being connected by talking to each other is is the difference between a good relationship and a bad relationship, or extremely really good
right, right.
relationship. You got to talk and you got to share stuff, and and I'm big on talking,
Yeah.
and sometimes I'm really bigger on listening. And
You're married? You're a married man?
no, no,
No.
no, I'm not. I'm dating, uh,
Okay.
but I did find that one for me that just was a whole lifetime of waiting,
Okay.
and it's fine, because you get to the point where you find them at this point of your life, and you're like, well, all those years of
It's worth it.
them, yeah, because now here we are. And
Yes.
for whatever reason, it had to wait till we got to right here.
Right.
And you'll see that one day, that one is just going to make you like blah, 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 blah.
But I can't speak. I can't. Well,
Yeah.
I'm always that way. I've been acting like a teenager around girls since I was.
But there's that
I don't
one
think I
though.
ever left the teenager stage
No, I know.
in
I
that
still
era
do
of
it.
my life.
I do that too. And
I get all choked up, and the girl will say, "No, you're the kind of person that's always gregarious and da, da, da." I was like, until I met you, and I can't even say otherwise. I would never be bothered until I get it.
or maybe in the case that the girl that comes around that's your other half will make
Right.
you just like kaboom bob and say everything perfect and be like, whoa, how'd
Mm.
that happen? I don't know. I don't know. But you'll sit there and you'll just be like, yeah, because that person is just taking your breath away. And there's something to be said
I
about
like
that.
that. I like that. I like that.
Oh yeah, it's just
That's
fabulous.
inspiring a lyric, you
It,
know?
it, oh yeah, good. Okay, remember when you write the song,
Right. I got
John
you.
John Michael.
Got you.
Hey, my
Oh,
bro,
I got you.
my brother helped me write this song, and
I'll send you the publishing papers.
ah, oh, so you'll find that in love, and now that you've found your place in acting and playing music, you just got that one little piece left coming, and she's around the corner, I think, Kelvin.
Hey,
So
you know what? I'll receive that. Hey, bring it on.
yeah, you can kind of just feel things for some people, and you are, I think, as hard of a worker as you are to be true to yourself. Somebody is going to notice, and I probably maybe has already. It's that thing where uh, you're at one end of the world and she's at the other, and
Right, right,
somehow,
right.
for whatever it's going to be, you both took a, a turn, in I don't know, San Francisco, and
Now you're putting together a movie or a book.
yeah. And
You're writing a love story for your
writing a
boy.
little
I
love story for
appreciate it.
Calvin,
Yes, let's
and
go.
Calvin was on his way to record a song for a great friend who was in a good movie that they were thinking about putting you in, and you're
Right.
hungry, so you stopped just for a brief moment to get something to eat, and there she was.
And then my life completely changed.
Yeah.
Like it. I'll receive it. I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just and it could happen. It's just
Oh
and
no.
the best part is you're not looking for it. You just and then you walk, and then when you know that and you got a number or something, and then you just like, holy cow, there it is, and like you're dump.
Right, right.
So it's kind of like you get that feeling when you get to compose that one song. You're just like, that's it. Oh, that's it. That's what I've been working on, Or you do a great job when you did your part on the whatever TV show or movie that you did, and go like, boy, I did that part great. When you walk away and it's like, I feel good about that,
Yep.
you
I
know.
like it. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like the positivity. Speaking in. I love it.
Yeah, positivity is just great. Confidence is just it's kind of hard to acquire sometimes, though, isn't it, Calvin? When you just I'm not sure, but you got to like
Well,
let that go.
well, I always say when it comes to me, I could be attracted to somebody, and if I have that thing that's telling me to do it, I'll
Mm.
say so. Now I might need a little help on the next step. Like she got to give me a little bit more. Like I can't, I might go in there and try to pitch myself a little bit. Hey, hello. Can I get the smile? Hello back. Then I gotta build up that courage to do the next step. Boom. And
Yeah.
then hopefully we can get some things started and then we can go from there. But um, it's that feeling when that happens. And
You know,
then being a guy, sometimes when it comes to women, I have no idea when a woman likes me. I don't know if she's just being nice and kind, and I appreciate nice and kind, of course.
oh
But
yeah.
I think women sometimes think they send you signals and they don't realize that I don't. Men, I mean, I can speak for me, but I'm a little clueless. Like you got to be a little bit more like, hey, well, what are you doing? Can I come with you? Then I'll be like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, okay, let's go.
Yeah. 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 You
Yeah,
know,
I might be like, oh.
oh yeah, okay. I
Okay.
get it. You know,
Right.
it's funny. It's like it's when you know and she stumbles across. It's like pulling that cord to start a little engine, man, and it just like boom, and it works, and
Love it.
and you're just
I
like,
love it.
oh, there it is.
Yeah, I
It,
love that. I love that analogy. I love it.
it's because it's kind of like that, where you sit there and you talk, and then you're just you get lost in the moment, and all of a sudden, time there's no such thing anymore. It, it's just the moment is the moment, and it could be 5 minutes, it could be an hour, but you're just like, I'm not sure how long we just sat here, uh, but then that person was coming for you.
I received that. I received that.
Yeah. I mean, when you get lost in time, Kelvin, and you're just like, wow, and just, it's going to be
Uh,
fabulous. It's going to be, and then, remember,
All right. Well, I will when it happens, I'm gonna bring her. I don't know if we'll be on show, but I'll let you know.
oh yeah, we'll do something else. And then it just,
Yeah. Well, hopefully I'll have some more projects or whatever,
you
and
will.
and be able to talk to you more and really say, hey, man, remember when this happened?
Yeah.
We had this interview.
Yeah. And
Now
now
look
look
what's
at,
going
see,
on.
here
Yay!
she is. Where can people find you, Kelvin? Because I know you. I don't know if you got stuff to do, but just in case, I just they want to look you up and
Well,
uh,
you can find me at Degrees of Kelvin on Instagram and on Twitter.
oh, very good. The
Yes.
degrees of Kelvin.
Yes, like the temperature.
I like it. I like that.
But it's
Yeah,
degrees
because
because of my multiple crafts.
that's right, Kelvin. I forgot. Kelvin, that's great. I love it.
And Kelvin is a temperature of light.
That's
And
right.
I want to bring, I feel like I didn't, at first when I had the name, like people have all these significant names about their name. And I looked up Kelvin and I was trying to figure out, I was like, I know it has to have some kind of purpose of what would represent me. And it does, light.
Light.
Want to
That's
bring
right.
light to the world.
Yes. I've I've
So,
I've, I've heard uh, uh, Neil deGrasse Tyson is an astrophysicist,
you're right.
and he mentioned Kelvin,
Kelvin.
and
Yeah.
I've heard that in his and because I for whatever reason I get stuck on those Star Talk with the and
Right, 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 right.
I think these astrophysicists and stuff like are brilliant. I don't know what they're talking about half the time, but I pick up little things here and there, and I remember Kelvin, and I'm just like, yeah, that's right, Kelvin.
That's what it is. And then, but I have many degrees. So, when you get cold, it can get hot, it can be all of that. But it's all good. It's all good light. It's not bad light, all good
That's right. It's all good light, man. Yeah, I love kindness, man. Kindness is a big deal with me. I'm a big fan of human kindness. I will spread that far and wide, and I believe in
Yes.
it. I think of, you know, even on your worst day, you don't have to be a bleep hole, you
Right,
know.
right, right, right.
But yeah, I can understand if somebody's not having a good day and you're just not quite, just maybe I just need to be alone for a little while. Okay, I get it. You're not having a good day, but and the kindness comes back, and then it's like I'm sorry, it was that way, blah blah blah. But honestly, I mean, human kindness, just little things like Kelvin. I mean, looking at somebody in the eye and saying hi if somebody you don't even know, you know, and or opening the door for somebody or helping somebody across the street. Anything you'll know. It feels kind. Be that.
And I want to say to those people who are kind like that, try not to expect a thank you. You're not
No,
here for the thank you.
it's not for the reward.
It's not for the reward. And I know
No,
sometimes it might get old but just continue to be who you are because there's a reward on the other side of that that's not necessarily needs to come from that person. It's about your inner self and walking in that light, as I would say, and being and moving through the world in that because you never know, not that your intention is for it to come back, but if you're putting out that, it's going to eventually come back.
mm.
So, and you never know when you might need it. So, uh,
Amen, brother.
yeah, yeah.
I'm a big I'm a big believer in in God. So
Yes. So,
I,
yeah.
I have I have nothing to be ashamed of that. And I proudly display that everywhere I go.
Oh,
So
awesome. We're on
yeah.
the same page. So, I just, um, I think a lot of people on that tip, who, if there's anybody listening that's struggling or thinking about something, is just try to change that inner dialogue. I mean, we all have ups and downs. Everybody's been through stuff in their lives, or
Mm,
something happened, or, you know, something maybe happened in your childhood. Maybe you broke up with somebody. Maybe some people said some bad things to you that hurt, and you believed it when you shouldn't believe it,
right.
or they're online, or social media can get to a lot of people, even people who I think have strong minds it can either get to you, but it's about your telling yourself your internal dialogue and trying to make sure that you keep yourself positive about you because you know who you are and you have to stay in that and don't let the circumstances or
Right.
some outside thing that has that's trying to control you, probably for a monetary gain, and
Yeah.
uh, uh, just to stay focused and keep and remember who you are at the core of your being. And since we are talking about God, you are a child of God. So knowing that gives you the power to overcome whatever that is.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. God has definitely got our back, and just keep the faith and know that you are a masterpiece.
Yes, absolutely.
You're masterfully
Yes.
created.
There's no one on this planet like you. Now, there might be some people that look like your doppelganger because now we have more more technology that can find other people. So you might see like, oh, okay, this dude does kind of look a
Yeah.
little bit like me. But most of that is conditioned because most of us are we 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 base a lot of things off of the same things that we see. But I'm
Yeah.
not going to go into that. It's a little deep. But
Uh,
uh,
next time.
yeah, yeah, but just know that you are one of a kind and you're special and you deserve to be here. You need
Yeah,
to be here. We need you.
that's
You
right.
are a part of this. You're making this world greater, even if you're feeling like you're not right now. It ain't over. It's
No,
not over.
absolutely not. Yeah, and I think that's hard for a lot of people that are feeling the blues. That think that why am I even here? It, because somebody needs you. Somebody needs you. It could be that person that you just finished talking to. I don't know, but don't ever give up. God
Yep.
has your back. God loves you more than, boy, my goodness, it's incredible. I can't even really think of the there is no words of saying that exactly how much. It's enough to say to you that we're talking to you, saying that don't give up, you
Don't
know?
give up.
No. Go
Give
out
up.
there and spread the love.
Fight through. Keep climbing, 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 climbing. There's a thing going online about people fighting a gorilla or a lion, 100 men, and all of that kind of crazy stuff. And I mean, I just think that everybody has to slay certain dragons in their life.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes that dragon is in your mind.
Yeah, it's true. And
So,
it's only a season. It's they call it
yes,
season. And it's not going to be forever.
that's
And
right.
and when you get out of this season, if you're in a bad one, you'll look back at it and go like, and you will have, and only reason God even let you have a season like that is it it's it builds you. It builds the person who you are, and you will learn something from it. And it may not seem like it right away, and may take a little while, but you'll look at it one day and just go like, oh, okay, now I see what happened and why I went through that. And okay, okay, you
And
know,
stronger, better, you know, and you know that you can overcome anything. So,
that's right. And boy, now we look forward to, hey, Kelvin, anything new coming up for you in the near
well,
future?
I am working on my record and trying to, like I said, I'm trying
Yeah,
to make sure that I kind of catapult, get some buzz in today's era with some kind of placement.
right.
And I've been working on some scripts and stuff that I've been pitching and some projects that I've been pitching. So prayers up to something coming from that way. And and I'm up for a couple of parts, but I haven't got them yet, so I can't read, but I will give you an update.
Yes, definitely. No, we're gonna keep in touch somehow, and
Yes,
I will through our mutual friend Tracy.
Tracy, the
Yes,
great Tracy.
yeah. So I know she's wonderful, isn't she?
She's the greatest.
And so, yeah, okay. Degrees at
At degrees of Kelvin.
and find them on Instagram and on X. And once your music comes out, they could you'll post that on your
Oh yeah,
Instagram and X,
absolutely,
right?
absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, so then people will know. Okay, good. That and you know, and if you are continuous friends of the podcast, John Michael's Rockbox, we'll let you know if, you know, when Kelvin go ahead and has his
Right,
new album. So,
right.
brother,
I might
this
give you an update on my love life too. I
yeah, and then you know if it comes down when you hear those wedding bells, okay,
might go, as they say, Facebook public.
yeah, and then yeah, I'll come to your wedding.
Come on, come on.
I love wedding cake.
Oh no, wedding cake is good cake. That is the best cake.
Uh, it's coming up, brother. It's coming. Yeah,
All
so
right, I'll take
just
it.
be ready. You're gonna sit there and
I'm
go like,
trying.
whoa,
You're getting ready. Be ready.
be ready, because it's coming. It's around the corner, Calvin.
Around the corner. Okay, okay.
All right. All right, my friend. Listen, great having you on. Thanks for giving me
Yes,
so much of your time.
no
Y-
problem.
See, it's who would have thought this much time would have went by? And just like that, I was just like, wow, okay. I had no idea we lasted an over an hour, but here
Yeah,
we
we went
are,
over an hour. Okay.
and we're not even done. So
No,
uh,
we're not
w-
done, but yeah,
this is part one, and then we'll set something up for part two. How's that?
that sounds great.
All right. All right. Kelvin Brown, I want to thank you, my friend, and continued success. And, you know, brush up your suit and get ready for, you know, your wedding one day.
I'll take it.
All right. All
Bring it
right.
on. Bring it on.
Bring it on, baby. We love
All
having you.
right.
Kelvin,
Well, you
thank you,
have a
bro.
fantastic day and thank you for the interview and God bless you.
God bless you too, my friend.
All
Thanks,
right.
Kelvin.
All right. Have a good one.